Well, good morning, everyone. Very happy to be here today. I hope you can hear me well. I'm going to take a few minutes to take you through not quite where we will be in 5 years' time. I think we don't know where we'll be in 5 years' time, but at least to tell you a few things about who we are and what we are going to do over the short to the medium term. Basically, we started out as an online mortgage loan brokerage house back in 1999. And what we have been doing is expand from there to become, in a wider sense, a comparison and brokerage house in financial products. A bit like what Verivox has been saying just for a second, but I think we are taking a different path, an interesting path. So we started with mortgage loans, and then we branch out into other areas, as you can see, from debt consolidation, consumer loans, SME loans, then insurance in a broad sense, banking comparison as well, and then at some point we'll be adding also savings and investments. What is interesting about us, and I'm sorry this is a bit of a complicated chart, is that we are pretty flexible in the economic model that we are using. We are moving from pure lead sales in some areas into brokerage with full delegation from banks and insurance companies, and we are doing that in a very pragmatic manner where we think we can actually get margins and do it in the most economic manner possible. So in the historical businesses, which are mortgage loans, mortgage insurance, and debt consolidation, we are brokers. And in the other domains, we are a comparison portal, simply earning money from actually selling leads. And as you can see, the product range has been expanding over time. And one thing that we are working on right now is savings and investments that we are hopefully going to be releasing something quite soon. And once we have done that, we'll be covering the entire financial product range for retail customers into the French markets, either as a comparison portal or as a broker online and in the physical branches. And I'll come back to that in a second. Now, a couple of things which we believe are quite different from the other players in the French market and also in other European markets is that we are a bit of a hybrid model. We started that back in 1999 as a pure online player. We are still right now the largest player online in the French market in our category by far. But we have also added a physical branch network. It started out back in 2000, 2001 with salaried branches that we have since then shut down because they were actually taking the company down. And we have moved to a fully franchised model, and we have now in excess of 230 branches in France. And we believe we can add another 150 branches all throughout France, franchise branches, always franchise branches, which are actually marketing our higher value products. Not all the products, but the higher value products, which are mortgage loans, mortgage insurance, and debt consolidation. The rest is really web-based, and we don't want to put the rest into the branches. The second thing which actually is taking us apart from the other players in the French market is that we believe we are very sophisticated when it comes to the tools that we are using. And we have a significant edge over any competitors in our market on that front. And here are some examples. We are the only player in the French market which is putting up loan rates barometers upfront on iPhone and on PCs for everyone to see, which are real-time adjusted, real-time updated. A second thing, we have very dynamic scoring systems which allow us to score all the customers coming in and to score them from a maturity standpoint and from a transformability standpoint in a predictive sense. Another thing also, because we are operating on the web with telephone advisors and in physical branches, we have quite sophisticated allocation algorithm which allow us to direct traffic either to the web or the telephone platform or to the physical branches in real time. And we can adjust that almost on a daily basis. And we know very few players which are actually able to do that. Another thing that we have right now, I think a very sophisticated CRM system, which is all the way front to back, all the way to web applications down to accounting in the company, which allows us to record any information regarding the customers, whichever products they are looking for and whichever way they come to see us in branches or on the web. And we have linked that with a very sophisticated calling tool, which is fully integrated with the CRM. And altogether, this is a suite of tools which we believe is actually quite efficient at pursuing our economic models and our economic objectives. Now, a couple of other things that really set us apart. I think I had the chance to say a few words about this last year in the same place, but it's still true right now. We are very unique because we are relying on free, unpaid traffic. A lot of our competitors are spending humongous amount of money on advertising or paid traffic. Now, since the beginning of last year, we have been relying exclusively on free, unpaid traffic thanks to the brand, press exposure, and SEO. And we are working very hard at that. And we believe this is obviously, financially speaking, a very effective model. I want to pursue that. Now, I know at NOAH it is very unfashionable to talk about numbers. I see very few companies here at NOAH which are telling the real numbers. You talk about GMV, you talk about traffic, you talk about volumes, but no one talks about revenues or no one talks about profits. Well, here are numbers. As you can see, we are growing quite fast from a revenue standpoint, and we are profitable. And we believe that this year, numbers are going to go up again, and we are quite confident about revenue numbers and profitability going up in the next few years as well. With EBITDA now well in excess of 20 million euro and counting up and going up for the next few years. Now, a couple of new things which we are undertaking right now, and I'm just taking a few examples. We opened end of last year in Morocco. Morocco is not a huge market, obviously. This was a good chance for us to test to what extent we can actually port our technology, CRM, websites, and commercial methods into another market, and we have done so. And this is a testing ground for us to see how we can open into another geography very fast using what we do on CRM, what we do on website, and what we do on commercial methods, and actually it's working pretty well. Second thing we are doing, we opened quite recently a first in France, which is a comparison portal for small and medium enterprise financing, which is meilleurtaux.com. This is the only comparison portal in France which directs applications from small and medium enterprises either toward bank financing, traditional bank financing, and we have agreements with major banks, and also toward crowdfunders, crowdlenders. We have agreements in place with all the crowdlenders in France, and we can therefore, with our proprietary algorithm, allocate and direct applications either to bank financing or to the crowdfunders, depending on the project and how we analyze the project from all small and medium enterprises. Another thing is that we bought recently a small player, online player specialized in what we call debt consolidation. You know, when people have too many loans. And this is a chance for us to leverage the free traffic we have on the site in that specialized niche, which is debt consolidation. And also, we bought recently a company, which is one of the insurance aggregators on the French market. And we are leveraging that into Meilleurtaux, which means bestinsurance.com. And we want, therefore, to leverage the free traffic that we have across all categories and go into insurance comparison and only spend a fraction of what the other insurance aggregators are spending in France, which is a humongous amount of money on advertising. And we believe we don't need to spend that much money because we leverage our free traffic. And therefore, we want to be a leading player in insurance comparison, leveraging free traffic as opposed to our competitors. Another thing we are launching as we speak is something called preferred.com. This is actually starting to be live. And this is the first cross-border European comparison service for savings and hopefully tomorrow for loans as well. This is telling you what rates you can get in European countries and also some information regarding loans. And provided you are looking for something with which has an English language funnel and open for non-residents, this is the information we give you. Where can you save in Europe if you are a non-resident and you are looking for a funnel in English? And this is something we are going to work on in the future a lot, called preferred.com. So, I need to wrap up, I'm done. Basically what we are going to do is keep expanding, leveraging the assets that we have, and our assets, as you can see, first of all is the brand, at least in French-speaking countries. In other countries, we need to use something else. We need to leverage the free traffic and our SEO know-how, which I think is quite unique in the French market. We need to leverage the CRM system that we have, which is fully portable in any market, whatever the language, whatever the currency, whatever the market conditions. We need to leverage the way we can actually deploy web platforms very quickly. And finally, that unique know-how we have in combining digital with branches, and we know very few companies able to combine digital and physical branches the way we do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.